All right, kites are freaking awesome. That's what it says right here in this site. This is a nice looking site. I like what's been done over here on the left. Someone had some time and took some liberties and departed from the regular CSS list menus. That's cool. I'm fine with that. What is missing? I wish that you would use a different font for the site, and you're going to, in the second part of this assignment, need to replace the text with an image banner using the image replacement technique. Let's look at rules. This looks fine. Personally, I think that you could go for centering this navigation down at the bottom, and there doesn't seem to be really a segregation between the end of your text and this navigation bar. So I don't know, think about adding a line to the top of the division, some way of blocking that in. Okay, this feels open and free and doesn't really have any boundaries to it, and I really feel that it should. Consider making a smaller cloud image with smaller clouds and just putting it in the left navigation, or and maybe consider blocking in the main navigation area with one solid color so that the text is a little more readable. It's busy and it's fine. I'm just not sure what to do to tell you to improve upon it other than those things. And you definitely need a little bit of margin or padding to push the text away from the edge. Okay, this looks fine. There's a lot of real estate here underneath this Friday image, so make the image a little bit larger. If you made all of this image a little bit larger and it pushed this table over to the right, it would align with the second table, and that would be decent. I would like that. You need to add some space between this navigation and the table above it. The press. See if you can get this media contact to align with the top of this image. I think that would look better. And again, with the margin or padding between the text and the left of the division would be great. This is a lot of real estate up at the top. I'd like to see that trimmed down a little bit. And everything else looks color coordinated. There's a little bit of real estate at the bottom of this division and at the top and below the navigation at the bottom. So I think that you should close that up a little bit and just make that a little bit thinner sliver of real estate, and that would look good. And consider a different font choice, one of the sans serifs. Again, you keep hearing me say that, everybody, it's a personal choice, but I think that it reads better. And in fact, Verdana was a font that was created for the web, for ease of reading. Get rid of the spacing here and here. And consider, I thought it was a requirement to put 2 images within this page somewhere. Up here, a lot of people are putting an image, and somewhere else down in the flow of the text. So please put a couple of images down there. It'll make it look a little bit better. You might want to consider an image instead in the left navigation at the bottom. That's another choice that people have been making. We're kind of limited with options. And as part of the second part of the assignment, you're going to be using a banner up at the top and replacing this text that says 5th Annual Hilltop Kite Festival using the image replacement technique. Contest rules, event schedule. Okay, this is aligned and everything looks fine there. No real problems. See this? 1 p.m. and 10 a.m. See if you can make this column a little bit larger to accommodate that so that it does not wrap. I think that'll look a little bit cleaner. Here's your press release page. That looks clean. Add a couple of images in there. Float them to the left or right so that they flow in the text, please. And your gallery, it may go across the page, but because of the way I have this window size, the size of it may not allow them to flow across the page. So that's okay. You're going to, in the second part of the assignment, be able to create thumbnails where you click on one of your images and it opens up a larger image in a new page. So you'll be doing that later. So this is fine. With the next site, looks like there's already a banner out here and the words are within it. Hopefully you're using the image replacement technique. Everything looks fairly color coordinated. Please get rid of this very large gap of real estate that's at the bottom. And clean up some of the real estate spacing in the bottom division as well. Okay, as a design choice, this individual chose to center their headers. I would like you to consider left aligning them and just seeing how it looks and figure out which one you like best. It kind of grabs my attention a little bit, and also the fact that there's such a large space up here. Looks like maybe you hit return several times, and even above this header on the right hand side there's a large space. Not real crazy about that. I'd like you to pull everything up a little bit. And there is no division between the left nav and the content on the right. So I want you to consider adding a border or making these two different colors. I just want you to experiment with a little bit. This image looks great. You right floated it. It aligns with that paragraph. Cool. Like it. Get rid of the space at the bottom. Too much space. This is a very large image for this page, but it does grab your attention. It makes you feel airy and light. Consider making that a little bit smaller. Just play with it a little bit. Try it a couple of different ways. This is interesting. I would like you to align Friday and Saturday schedules with ongoing. So this is not aligned, and I believe that it needs to be. And additionally, if event schedule is an H1 or an H2, then this would be ongoing would be an H2 or 3, and Friday would be an H2 or 3. I believe it properly should be an H3. And clean this up a little bit. You have an issue here with your tables where this 1 p.m. is wrapping onto 2 lines. I'd like to see that not wrap. And I think it's happening here too. See how your 11:30 isn't lining up with the text on the right? Please fix the items in this table and get rid of any additional real estate in this page. Rules. This looks fine. Get rid of the extra real estate. And your gallery page is broken. Does not exist. So that's definitely going to be an issue. If you already have it, make sure it's linked up properly. Otherwise, you're going to have to build it for the second part of this assignment. On this web page, I'm not crazy about the choice over here with the links and the CSS menu. I don't know that this is implemented correctly. I'd have to look at the code. But I'd like you to work on this and make it a little more interactive in it. You know, right now it looks like the line and the text, it kind of goes outside of the purple box behind it, and it's purple links or blue links on a purple background. So it looks a little bit awkward to me and not color coordinated with the rest of the page. Please fix it. Consider a different style of font for your pages, and these images may have wrapped because of the width of my browser. That's okay, but I would like to see them actually the same size. Okay. And also, you're going to have to, in the second part of the assignment, replace the banner up at the top in this text using the image replacement technique. Okay, so just know that you'll have to do that. There's a real estate gap here. I'd like you to fix this and consider, since you've italicized here, let's see how the next page looks. You know, you've got a different font and line height between these two pages, and for me, The line height, everything feels really smushed together here. It needs to be spaced out a little bit. And here you've chosen to use this different size font. So you're having an issue. You're not branding by using the same consistent font and look and feel throughout these pages. I'd like you to please address that. Event schedule and address the line height because some of your text is running right on top of each other. Okay? And again, you're using this size text here and then a smaller size text here. So you have some text work to do. These tables look fine. Please fix this issue with the wrapping, the 1 p.m. See if you can push this image up so that it aligns with kite ballots. I think that would look a little bit better. And maybe even make this top image and the bottom image the same size. I think that would look better as well. There's your contact info. I would maybe think about putting another image in here tiled in this empty space. That's a lot of real estate, and then get rid of the extra real estate at the bottom of your page. And then again, this is a different size and spacing of font than you used on the other pages, so please get that fixed as well. Alright, we're on to the last one. I like the way this is done. It looks all nice and consistent and centered and big images and tiles. Pretty cool. This is a lot of real estate up at the top, so that's going to have to get shrunk down a little bit when you revise this project and do your maintenance on it. These navigation items with a black background look awkward, primarily I think because the boxes do not extend the entire width or a consistent width, and this just looks really jagged to me. Like, yeah, just jagged. So consider fixing that. Good job aligning this image with the top of the text. Consider using a different font again for readability, Verdana, Arial, something else. Yeah, this is appropriate use. I would thin this navigation bar up just a little bit. Okay, just right here where the navigation items are, this blue strip. And consider taking this image and floating it to the right of some text up above in the body here so that it doesn't take up all this real estate at the very bottom. So you can float it left or right. You definitely need to change this navigation. You can maybe change the background color or make the blocks wider, or try those two things. See how those work for you. Event schedule. Okay, this looks aligned. Fix this wrapping issue with the 1 p.m. so that you don't get an extra line here and everything looks nice and consistent. And I believe Saturday and Friday and ongoing should be an H3. Consider making this image a little bit larger so that it fills the space a little bit better. Okay, for consistency's sake, move this image down to align with for immediate release. So it should align with immediate release. It should be a right float. Make this image the same consistent size as the one on the previous page that we just looked at. And for your photo gallery, these will end up being images that you have resized correctly and created thumbnails for, and when you click on them will open up in a larger page, and that's part of the second assignment. So it looks pretty good. Alright, well done everyone. So get the changes that I've requested in these 3 videos made, and there will be a 4th video that will talk about the other changes in the course documents.